KFI AM 640 is later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram, Facebook, and the iHeartRadio app. Come join the Momigos and get in the Motown chat. It's very lively. Very, very lively. Some of it is inappropriate, but a lot of it is fun. And we like to have fun here every single night, Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. We have a chance of thunder showers coming this week. What? Here? Southern California? We'll talk about it with Mark Ronner next segment. And there's a new war going on right now. You didn't know. No, I'm not talking about anything in the Middle East. No, I'm not talking about anything in the Far East with Ukraine and Russia. No. I'm talking about Waymo and Tesla. They're going to war, as it were. We'll tell you about that before the hour's up. And I have my final thought. I'm going to tell you about the subject right now. And you may not know where I'm going to come from. So don't try to get out in front of me. But you hopefully have seen the news now that Stephen Colbert announced that his show will be no more as of May 2026. And you may not know like what that has to do with or why that happened now if you haven't been paying attention to the other ancillary issues surrounding Paramount, CBS, and also the Trump administration. I got a lot of thoughts on that. And people should not run by this moment. It's very important what Stephen Colbert had to say today about the impending end of his show. It was just announced today while he was taping, and it's not going to be for another 10 months or so. But it's something that most people did not see coming, or maybe you did see it coming if you saw his remarks earlier this week on The Late Show. He had a lot to say about his parent company. And if you're wondering whether you're going to stay around after you completely rake your boss and boss's company over the coals, that might not get you fired, but it might have someone say that they're not going to renew your contract. So we're going to get into all of that. But I also want to look at it as a fellow member of the media. I didn't watch The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. I mean, I pick up clips here and there, but I never really watched it with any consistency. I don't think I watched it ever since David Letterman left, to tell you the truth. But Stephen Colbert was a needed voice in that media space. And we'll see what is going to happen to him in the future. But there's so much to cover tonight. I encourage you to join in the chat. We have Carnisha, who's back in the studio. She'll be monitoring the chat. So if you get too crazy, she will block you. If you think I block people quickly, she will block you quicker than I will. I just dislike a lot of you. She hates all of you. There's a huge difference.
Oh, I missed that laugh.
There is a huge difference. I can tolerate you for 15 minutes at a time. She has zero tolerance. She has a zero tolerance policy for any foolishness in the chat. And that goes for you, Mark Ronner. If you get too squirrely in there, she may block you as well.
You keep me the hell out of this.
While I have you on the mic, have you decided what your Ronner report is going to be tomorrow?
No, I haven't, because the only movie I was really interested in, that Eddington movie by, I think, Ari Aster, is not opening very widely. So I may nerd out and talk about the new Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Or Colbert. You might beat me to the punch. This has been on my mind all day as well.
All day. And since you mentioned Colbert, it's kind of hard to not take notice of big moments in our business. And when we talk about freedom of the press and how that figures into this moment. This was a big deal today. I don't think people really know or understand it. If you only look at it through a political lens, I think you're missing a larger portion of the story. That's a part of it.
Seismic deal. And yeah. I almost never miss at least his opening monologue. I think he's probably our greatest living satirist.
I wonder, though, since he's been unshackled and unburdened by the idea of not worrying about the future of his show, what it might mean for the next 10 months.
Oh, he has always had just cojones of steel. And now that he might not care anymore, I'm also a big fan of John Oliver on HBO, and he just constantly screws with his bosses as well. And I admire that for reasons I don't want to go into. But, if you always wondered if they were bulletproof. Now we know.
I don't believe anyone is bulletproof. Everyone has a boss. Everyone has a contract in this business. So it comes down to, I will say this because this is not a part of my remarks. when you work in this business and you're front facing, you're a personality who's talking to the general public. You know that there are things that you can say. You know that there are things that you shouldn't say, and then you have to decide what you will say, how far you will go. And that's a conversation, an internal conversation we all have with ourselves. And when you see someone go so far out there, it makes me wonder what was already said internally at CBS.
Of course, but we know that to some degree, success gives you a little bit of invulnerability. But I think there's more going on behind the scenes here, and you'll probably get into this with the CBS merger and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Definitely not invulnerable when you get into the politics of it.
No, and definitely not invulnerable when you're using someone else's airwaves, someone else's studio, someone else's show. You know, it may have been called The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, but Stephen Colbert didn't own the show. But it'll be interesting to see what he does next. I'm quite sure he'll own whatever he does next.
I've been a fan since the start, and I remember a friend of mine was in the audience for his first show and noticed that up close she was sitting in the front row. He seemed pretty nervous, but boy, did he grow into that fast. And of all the ones, I compulsively watched, Seth Meyers.
Myers.
I should know if it's got an S on the end after all this time. And Kimmel. I don't watch Fallon, but Colbert's the one who consistently makes me laugh out loud the most of the three of them.
What I admired most, and not that I'm in his mold, but I can appreciate someone who started behind the scenes and then came to the stage. You know, he starts as a writer and then he becomes a personality. And I can identify with that. And I appreciate that because not often does someone have their own voice. They usually start off writing for someone else's voice, and that's all you ever do. You don't get to have your own voice. And for him to have his own voice and have one of the largest voices in this business is really admirable.
I think he's hilarious. I've followed him since he was a correspondent on The Daily Show, and then when he was in his persona on the Colbert Report. It's really, this isn't going to be a one-day story.
Oh, not at all. It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. We're live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640 is Later with Mo Kelly, live everywhere on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and the iHeartRadio app. We were really over last segment, starting to get into the subject of Stephen Colbert. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is going to be no more as of May 2026. Mark Ron, I think, hit it right on the head. That's a story, because people are just now really finding out. That's a story which is going to be huge for a number of reasons, and people are going to be discussing it for quite some time, if only because no one really knows what Stephen Colbert is going to do in response. The story is that Stephen Colbert didn't even know until last night what was going to happen to his show. He was informed last night. That is after he had some very pointed remarks about Paramount on Monday. I'll play that during my final thought at the end of the show. But Stephen Colbert has never been afraid. And if you're going to give Stephen Colbert a whole 10 months to say what is ever on his mind, look out. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Got to talk about the weather now. Someone said that there might be thunderstorms and showers coming our way. Mark, I don't know if your information is different than mine, but I hear there's a chance of showers tomorrow.
This is a true fact. We got a chance of thunderstorms late tonight, and it's going to last until tomorrow morning. And if it does happen tomorrow morning, it'll be cleared out by the afternoon. It's about a 20% chance. So you could roll the dice, stand outside all night. I encourage that.
Whenever I see thunderstorms in the summer, I think about going back east or down south where you have humidity, and it's not uncommon. When I would go back to the city of Detroit for the summer, it's almost something I look forward to because it'd be the middle of the day. All of a sudden, it would just start raining, and you might get thunder and lightning. And then 20 minutes later, it'd stop, and it'd be sunny all of a sudden. And it's something that you just don't get all that often out here in Southern California. So just seeing it, it's like, wow, that's kind of different. Is it? I know you're not a meteorologist, but I'm saying it just seems like it's more humid than usual out here in Southern California.
I know it's messing with my hair, and you're all streamlined now, so you don't care.
Yeah, I don't care about the Twala. Get him. He's not nice today.
What?
That
wasn't an insult.
No.
I mean, not a direct insult.
As opposed to indirect.
Don't attack our bald heads.
No. It's probably much more convenient for you. I'm starting to look like Yahoo Serious in this weather.
It is definitely convenient. I can grow some hair. I just don't like how it grows or where it grows. So this is just easier for maintenance. And I'm at the age where I'm not as vain as I used to be.
I'm not vain. I just don't need people walking around calling me George Jefferson. I got a full sunroof that opens up wide up here. If this goes,
wait, but you have the cul-de-sac?
Yeah, I got the straight U. It's gonna be like I'm wearing some type of reverse halo or something. It's a bad look up here.
Oh, I haven't heard it called the cul-de-sac before. I like
You've
that.
never heard that? Seriously?
No, that's good.
Oh, it's almost synonymous with George.
Ooh-wee.
I wouldn't say you would look like George Jefferson because he had more like a kind of a U-turn.
Look, if this grows out, it's going to turn into it. It just looks like, why does one have like these earmuffs with a band going around his head?
Halloween's coming up.
Look, it's just thin all on the top. It's all thin on the top.
Mark is out for blood
No,
tonight.
I
for
am
some
not.
reason.
I say this with love. Halloween's coming. Did you see what the nice load lady dressed up as?
The nice load lady. She's dressed up as Stefan last year.
It was fantastic. I think we have a competitive thing going here. And if you showed up for Halloween as George Jefferson, I would completely lose it. That would be brilliant.
Do not even think for a moment I'm letting this horrifically bald yet unkempt side growth. No,
See, July,
Like
August, September, October.
No.
You've got the perfect amount of time to cultivate this.
It's not even attractive. It's not like, hey, it looks like, hey man, shave that.
Hey, Mark, have you ever shaved your head just to see what you would look like?
No, but you've seen it high and tight. I mean, we know that I have a fairly normal shaped skull.
Fairly normal.
Fairly normal.
I mean,
you're a qualifier.
a little like the xenomorph.
Can we be the judge of that? Just go ahead and shave your head one time.
Yeah, do it tonight.
Well,
Yeah, right now. Shave it, shave it, shave it, shave it.
No, I'm obviously due for a haircut. I look like Sideshow Bob. So when it happens, you'll know.
Yeah, well, no, we're saying, why don't you go ahead and do it like immediately?
Yeah, like tonight.
What, just like a Gitmo shave?
Yeah.
Just shave it off.
I mean, just
like
like
you're going to the Marines.
I'll say the Marine cut.
I mean, it gets close enough to that when I go to a normal barber for a haircut.
Just
What do you want?
finish
Then
it
do
off.
it.
Yeah.
Do it.
This is where I can tell that you were in a frat house, Mo.
Yeah, that's true, but do it.
No, you do it.
I've done it.
He did it.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
His head is done.
He's currently it.
All right, well, let's just address the elephant in the room, which is that you guys look cooler with a shaved head than pretty much most white guys would.
Can we at least see just to confirm?
What will this serve?
Ridicule?
I think
Comedic purpose?
Yeah.
You want to see if I have like 3 6s in my skin?
No,
on,
I just
on
want
my
to see if
head?
there are any divots or, indentations.
What, like a bowling ball, some finger holes? There's nothing there.
Why do we have to take your word
Well,
for
we
it? Why
don't
can't
know
you
that.
show us.
It's time for the news.
It's later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
Can you believe these creeps? Honestly. All right, resetting.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Mr. Mo Kelly, he warns us all. Says autonomous vehicles might be our downfall. But then Tuwala comes on and claims it's all under control. He says Mo Kelly is wrong, but Mo thinks he's on the payroll of Waymo. Cause Waymo be bad, run you over. Waymo be bad, run over grand. Waymo be bad, run you over. Waymo be bad. The end of our song.
KFI, later with Mo Kelly, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, YouTube, all over social media. Let's get into Waymo and Tesla, they are going at each other on social media, and it's rather funny. I got to say, it's rather funny. And you would think King Twitter troll Elon Musk would have the upper hand, or in this case, the upper penis. What? Yeah, this is exactly what I mean. Sorry, Carnation, but that's part of the story. Elon Musk posted an image of Tesla's Robotaxi service on Twitter, but he put it in the shape of a penis, trying to troll Waymo, saying that Tesla's Robotaxi service area was larger than Waymo's. Then Waymo came back and said it just announced its own expansion, didn't use the penis photo, but it showed a bigger map with more customers, and just, I guess if it's bigger, you don't have to really say anything. You just sort of just put it out there and everyone knows it's bigger, I think.
It surrounded Waymo's shape.
Yeah.
Waymo's shape could fit inside of the Waymo. And so Tesla could fit inside of the Waymo.
It's always about fit, though.
It's always about fit. And Waymo's circumference, or no, Waymo's circumference. No, the Waymo's area is bigger.
Oh, yeah, Waymo is bigger. Waymo has more of a service area. Waymo has more customers. Waymo has more of a track record. And so, yeah, when you want to go after someone, you always want to go after number one. You always want to go after someone who has more or has done more. And if anything, Tesla Robotaxi, they're saying, "Hey, we're coming. We're I'm sorry. We're on our way." No, that just slipped out. I mean, shoot.
Now, okay.
He can't say anything.
I'm just going to stop talking.
No, Foosh, this is something that I saw today connected to this. In Waymo's desire to spread further, they are partnering with and going all in with Uber and Lyft, and they are going to be spreading all across everywhere in a rapid way. It's about to be a real problem. Uber is going all in with robo-taxis.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that, because, and even when I work, and Mo sees it too. But when I work Fridays and Saturday nights, I can't tell you how many times I'm literally driving right behind a Waymo.
Well, think about it. Think about it in this way: if you are Uber and you have a way to not pay anyone,
You're gonna
and you can have coverage, cars out there picking up riders that you don't have to pay or split any fare with. Of course, they're going to do that. And they could be rolling 24/7, as opposed to, Stefan, you might be on an 8-hour shift, self-imposed.
Yeah,
that same car will be out there 24 hours.
Yeah.
Until it needs to be
this
recharged.
Is everywhere today. Maybe it's in response to Tesla trying to show off their little map, their little penile map. Maybe.
Right.
Maybe it's in response.
No, it is.
But Uber is like, that's fine, Tesla, but we're going all in with Waymo. And they're talking about massive expansion in every single market that they are in, partnering with. So you will now see Waymo on the window along with Uber. And that's just what it's going to be. And they're not even saying anything to the Fooshes of the world to say, hey.
No, they don't have to.
Hey,
and Tesla on its own
Right?
doesn't have the market share or the customer base to compete right now with Waymo, even without the Uber and Lyft contingency.
Mm-hmm.
When you start making, when you combine those forces, I don't know, seriously, for Tesla robotaxis, I don't know what there is for them unless they're first into the consumer ownership market. The first one to start selling these to people where we can choose our next new car is going to be an autonomous vehicle, a fully autonomous vehicle, which Tesla had been promising for the past, 5-6 years, still haven't done it. And if they haven't been able to do it on a consumer level, I'm not so sure they can do it on a public transportation level. But the first one who is able to sell cars to you and me that are fully autonomous, look out.
So,
Go ahead.
So you think I still have a job?
Yeah, for the next 3 weeks. I mean, This is all, to be serious, this is all happening very, very, very quickly.
I know.
It's very quickly. And they're not going to say, hey, get ready, it's coming. No, they'll just make an announcement one day, and all of a sudden, you will have fewer customers to pick up. Because I'm quite sure they'll be routing all of these fares to these cars, depending on how many cars they have out there, autonomous cars. Yeah, Waymo, that is the next. They have a proof of concept, as we call it in this business. They have a proof of concept where they can service a city without any real major, all jokes aside, without any real major incidents. And whatever incidents they will have will probably be fewer than what they've experienced with real drivers. You know, the cars may get attacked, but they're not having to worry about the liability of drivers getting attacked. Yeah. And maybe that's a reasonable expenditure that they're willing to deal with. Oh no, all of this driver stuff is going away. Taxi cab drivers going away. Bus drivers going away. Truck drivers going away.
Delivery drivers
gone.
Yeah.
They're already going away.
They already
almost
got
gone.
The drones delivering, and they got those. What is it? That robot they're implementing to deliver the actual packages physically.
Right.
It's crazy.
You're only going to go further down that progression. You're not actually going to. It's not going to go in the other direction where there's going to be a movement back to in-person drivers. No, it's not going to work that way. The technology, as long as it's becoming more and more feasible and financially reasonable, then that's what businesses are going to do. Because yes, why not remove the human component when the human component always costs more than the automated option?
Like you always say, it's just they're just worried about the bottom line. Once you can save, that's it.
And Mark is going to be bad because he thinks we should push back against all this and the AI, which is inevitably included in this. But I'm just here to tell Mark, whether he shaves his head or not, this is happening.
You're back to that?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Frat Boy, would you like to paddle me next? Is that where this is leading to? Did you want to paddle me?
Wow.
I'll do it.
Wow, it got darker.
You just pipe down there, Baba Booey.
Do I?
Now I'm getting uncomfortable. I think that there's a Me Too lawsuit coming around.
Mission accomplished.
It's later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM640. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM640.
KFI AM640 is Later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere on social media, the iHeartRadio app. In the last segment, we were talking about the Robotaxi wars between Tesla and Waymo. And if you were in the Mo Migos Motown chat on our YouTube page at Mr. Mo Kelly, and if you're not there, you should be there. You need to like and subscribe. It's a great experience. There's an ongoing discussion, and I think it is emblematic of what most of us are discussing. Sometimes technology can feel like too much, too soon, too fast. And I am a firm believer in having that discussion. For as much as we talk about Waymo, I have yet to set foot in one. I've said I'm a slow adopter of a lot of technology. It took me a while to get comfortable with the idea of Uber, getting in someone's private personal car with an absolute stranger and having that person be in control of wherever I end up. Took me a long time to get used to that. Then, I mean, you had Airbnb, and I've used Airbnb maybe once in my life, and that was enough for me. I was not comfortable being in someone's personal space and wondering if there were cameras, wondering if I might have all these hidden charges that I'll be responsible for because I didn't see all the fine print. Not having the benefit of being able to just pick up a phone and say, yes, can I have some extra towels, please? And now I've gone back to hotel. So I understand that when I say advancement of technology, the idea of an app being used in a way that we weren't customarily using it. I get it. I'm not comfortable with everything. And if you're looking at the Motown chat, the Mo Migos are debating that as well. Monet Raymer Amaya was saying, she didn't want HAL 9000 from the movie A Space Odyssey 2001 to show up. where you have the unintended consequences of a machine taking over and taking control, and then you ending up dead. I mean, yeah, that's the cinematic version of how everything goes wrong, but I get the uncertainty. I get the questionable feelings that we all have about technology, too much, too soon, too fast. I am not personally ready to just get in a car where there's nobody in the car with me and letting it drive. And we have some fun with the subject. Tuala talks about, it's safe and we haven't had any major incidents with it. And all that's true. It doesn't mean I'm going to feel comfortable with it. It doesn't mean that I am ready for it. And I remember when I was a kid in the home computer, the personal computer came out. And I remember my father's mother, who passed away in like 1991. She was not really on board with the whole computer thing. And I didn't understand at the time because I thought all technology was cool. Then you get a little older, you live a little life, and you realize that just because something is newer, just because something is advanced, doesn't necessarily mean it's better. I remember how that same grandmother of mine was born prior to the Great Depression, and she didn't trust banks. And it seems silly to me. She literally, and I'm meaning literally, I'm using the word correctly. She literally hid money in her mattress because she did not trust banks. I remember, speaking of banks, my mother, she was not all the way down with computer banking, checking your balance and paying bills via the internet. And it took me a while to convince her or show her how to do it. Now I can't stop her from doing everything on the internet and buying stuff and what have you. But it took a while for her to get there. Now that I have some years under my belt, it makes sense. Just because something is newer doesn't mean that I'm going to quickly or automatically be comfortable with it. And I know I'm not the only one. I know that I'm not the only one who is reticent to get into a cab with nobody at the controls. I know I would not be ready to get on an airplane with no one at the controls. I don't know if I'll ever be there. And I think that's the next likely progression for this technology. Yes, we have autopilot. I get all that. But the whole idea of a plane taking off and landing with no one at the controls, I'm not there yet.
Turns out people are useful for a variety of things, and you don't want to remove them from the equation.
No, and yes, human error is real. Humans are fallible. Humans make mistakes. We can just drive down the 110 freeway and we'll see all sorts of human imperfections happening in real time. But there is a degree of certainty with that I can wrap my mind around that I can't when I'm completely out of control. And maybe if the whole transportation world, at least as far as driving was concerned, if the whole transportation world was using automated technology. In other words, there was no car on the road with the exception of fully automated vehicles like we see in movies like Minority Report or in other movies, then I would be more at ease with it. And we're a long way from that.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be to any point where we can be fully confident in it before you and I die. Weren't the cars in Minority Report on tracks or something?
They were. I don't know if it was a track, but they were completely automated when they were in the city, and then you could drive them when you're out of the city.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not getting in one of those. There's no way.
Right.
Absolutely not.
I'm not ready for that. And I will be that person that I could not understand when I was a child looking at my grandparents. And part of it is age, and part of it is it sometimes takes a while for technology to get it right.
Also, sometimes technology doesn't get it right. I mean, we have to regulate the living daylights out of some of this stuff because it doesn't have any sense of its own on when to hold back and when to move cautiously.
And this is the human element. Humans cut corners.
Exactly.
Humans are guided oftentimes by capitalism. And so safety sometimes is a casualty of that.
I think we've got a mountain of history that supports that. I mean, they answer first to their shareholders unless they have to answer to regulators first.
How many times have we learned about a product being dangerous well after the fact?
Are you thinking specifically about the Pinto?
There are too many examples. I'm just saying, how many times have we learned well after the fact that something was dangerous to the general public? And then because of capitalism, because of selfish interests, those concerns were pushed aside.
The approximate number is always.
All the time?
Always.
Right. That's all I'm saying. It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.